Well, there were big hopes we'd get word today that Canada's inflation rate was on its way down. Instead, the rate rose last month. CTV's Sara Plowman joins us. And Sara, what's the driving factor behind this latest inflation reading?
Sandy, the slight bump is largely due to a higher cost of services, things like airfare, travel tours, also rent.
On every corner, higher costs have crept in. This mother worries about her mortgage set for renewal.
It hasn't changed, but when it refinances, in the next year and a half, that will be an interesting time for me.
These tourists drove from Montreal to dodge a pricey flight.
Everything is expensive in Canada anyway, so.
One street in one city, but a snapshot of the price pinch people face across the country. In May, inflation went up 2.9%, a bump from the 2.7% increase the month before.
I'd say it's a relatively small uptick. We're still below that important 3% threshold. The fifth month in a row, all of this year, we've been below that 3% threshold.
Once again, mortgage costs and rent are up, so is airfare and gas, and food jumped slightly. Cell phone prices are down, but not as much as they were. All of it is factored in as the Bank of Canada decides whether to drop key interest rates again in July after cutting rates for the first time in 4 years earlier this month.
I suspect as the market reaction plays out here over the next little while that I think the odds of that July rate cut are going to get scaled back pretty quickly.
Back on this street, Brenda Lunn faces the price pressures. She lives in a tent or stays with her partner. Renting seems out of reach.
It was the cost, and trying to, like I said, trying to find a place is hard.
The Bank of Canada is set to make its next decision on July 24th. Before then, more data will come out around GDP and inflation, all of it to be considered. Sandy.
All right, Sara, thank you.